it is imperative to have individuals who can propel you forward. This statement by Gino Orima, a highly successful coach with 11 national championships, highlights his belief in the significance of systems in sports. He stresses that individual talent is merely a stepping stone toward achieving meaningful success. The presence of Caitlin Clark has demonstrated the immense impact that a single individual can have on the basketball community. Despite the undeniable impact of Caitlin Clark, Orima emphasizes that sustainable growth in women's basketball necessitates a holistic and strategic approach. During a podcast appearance, the UConn Huskies head coach noted the rise in popularity of men's basketball and the similar trend now unfolding in the women's game. During the comparison, Orima emphasized the impact of individual personalities on the league's visibility, yet stressed that long-term popularity necessitates additional factors. The question remains, will one player, such as Caitlin Clark, be sufficient to propel the league to its desired destination? The answer is a resounding no. For page bookers, this is not the case. Orima explained on Make a Difference with Phil Martelli that they guide individuals towards what is achievable and the operators must then capitalize on these opportunities. The younger generation, specifically high school students, need to adequately prepare these individuals so that there is a strong foundation to build upon in college and eventually the WNBA. Despite increased interest due to players like Caitlin Clark, the WNBA still has a long way to go before reaching the same level of success as the NBA. The statistics paint a clear picture. Game 5 of the recent WNBA Finals, which became one of the most watched in the league's history, attracted 3.1 million viewers on ESPN. By way of comparison, the 2024 NBA Finals garnered an average of 11.3 million viewers across the series, exceeding the WNBA viewership by more than threefold despite a slight decrease in numbers. As noted by Orima, it is important for authorities to leverage the current increase in interest, a sentiment that Caitlin Clark had previously expressed. The rapid evolution of the situation demonstrates the real and tangible opportunities that have arisen within a short time frame. I believe that is what makes it so thrilling. As the reigning Rookie of the Year expressed earlier, we aim to further expand on that. After defeating the Denver Broncos, the Kansas City Chiefs received an unexpected endorsement from WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark. Their impressive Week 10 victory, highlighted by linebacker Leo Chenal's last-second field goal block, maintains their perfect 9-0 record heading into Week 11 against the Buffalo Bills at Highmark Stadium in western New York. Clark, a native of Des Moines, Iowa, appears to be closely monitoring Kansas City's Super Bowl defense efforts this season and was visibly enthusiastic about the Chiefs' recent victory. Keep an eye out for Clark's possible commentary as Kansas City takes on Buffalo on November 17. Throughout the season, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, the dynamic duo of the Indiana Fever, have consistently supported each other. During the post-game news conference following the Fever's 89-77 loss to the Seattle Storm on Thursday night, Clark attempted to redirect the spotlight towards her teammate, showcasing a selfless attitude. Taking the podium alongside Boston, the rookie initially garnered all the attention. Following the fifth consecutive question aimed at Clark, she attempted to steer the attention of reporters towards Boston, who sat calmly and focused on the statistics displayed on the sheet in her hands. The subsequent reporter then asked Boston about practice, before a few more questions were asked. Thursday marked Indiana's second and last trip to Seattle this season, creating an awkward yet inevitable situation as Seattle journalists only had 2 opportunities to interview Clark this season. The awkward situation eventually faded away. Clark and Boston, the previous 2 no. The 2 former first overall draft picks have formed a formidable duo on the Fever, consistently showing mutual respect and admiration for each other during the season. Despite the rookie receiving increased attention, Clark consistently directs focus towards Boston, the reigning Rookie of the Year who plays a pivotal role for the Fever both offensively and defensively. Following a close defeat to the Chicago Sky last weekend and another loss on Thursday, Indiana's record stands at 7-12, placing them in 9th position in the current WNBA standings. The Fever are set to face the 9-8 Phoenix Mercury this Sunday with the goal of ending their losing streak. The WNBA draft is typically a time of celebration for players selected by teams in the league. Nonetheless, Caitlin Clark revealed that her draft day was not a happy occasion. Chosen number. Selected as the top overall pick by the Indiana Fever, the 22-year-old player had minimal interaction with the audience due to her immediate departure as a result of being chosen first. During the Fresh Talk podcast, Clark expressed her disappointment about being ushered off stage right after shaking hands with WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelberg. This prevented her from meeting loved ones or watching the rest of the draft, including her former teammate Kate Martin's selection. I was so upset because after I got drafted, I got just dragged out immediately and I didn't get to see any of the draft, she shared with her ex-Hawkeyes teammates Martin, Gabby Marshall, and Jada Giamfi. I had my phone with me but I was unable to use it. It caused me great distress. Unfortunately, I missed witnessing Kate's draft selection. I was deeply troubled by it. Furthermore, Clark elaborated that while the draft should have been a joyous event, the arrangement hindered her from enjoying quality time with loved ones. I did not take any photos with you all, my family, including Connor McCaffrey, or anyone else, she expressed, as reported by Mirror US. Despite feeling disappointed about not being able to spend time with her family after being drafted, Clark maintained her focus during her rookie season. She not only met but exceeded the standards set by the No. The number 1 overall pick not only led the Fever into the playoffs for the first time since 2016, but also sparked an economic disruption in the WNBA according to Hall of Famer Debbie Antonelli. The C. In the L. Brown Show, the 60-year-old further explained her statement, asserting, her impact on the economic marketplace and ecosystem has been unprecedented, prompting widespread attention. Antonelli underscored the significance of this overhaul in driving the advancement of the sport. She proceeded to delineate Clark's impact on the league's fan community based on her personal experiences. She highlighted the broad spectrum of supporters who rallied around the standout player of the Fever as she left her mark on the WNBA. Numerous individuals were strolling past, young girls, fathers, young boys, and college-aged men. I am optimistic about the continued growth of the game at the grassroots level, which I believe had previously plateaued, she elaborated. I believe that the increased participation of girls and women in basketball is due to the expanding opportunities within the sport. The Indiana Fever standout is currently on a basketball hiatus, redirecting her competitive drive towards golf, as she gears up to compete in the upcoming Annika-driven by Gainbridge Pro-Am tournament. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have been engaged in friendly competition since their time in college, with Clark representing the Iowa Hawkeyes and Reese playing for LSU. Transitioning to the W, it became evident that CC dominated last season by winning the WNBA Rookie of the Year award and guiding the Indiana Fever to the playoffs. However, do not underestimate the Chicago Sky rookie at this time. During CC's leisure time, she is engaged in attending games with her boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, while Reese is dedicated to putting in the hard work on the basketball court. The ex-member of the Hawkeyes was seen sitting courtside at a recent Indiana Pacers vs New York Knicks game with their significant other. Fever's ex-social media account posted a confirmation stating, Caitlin Clark is seated courtside for tonight's at Pacers game, Fire, accompanied by a radiant photo of her. Meanwhile, Reese shared a dynamic photo of herself in action on Instagram with the caption "Pretty girl but she a baller," signaling her intention to make a significant impact in the upcoming season. Regrettably, the 22-year-old's inaugural season did not unfold as envisioned. Just as she was dominating the rebounding statistics, leading in total rebounds per game and offensive rebounds per game, she was unfortunately forced to the sidelines by a wrist injury. What a year it has been. On Instagram, the WNBA's 7th overall draft pick reflected on her rookie season, expressing surprise at ending on a three-pointer. She interpreted this unexpected moment as a sign from God, suggesting it was a preview of what she will bring in year 2. Angel embraced her journey with pride, even though her season came to an early end. She is now focusing on the upcoming season. Conversely, the Fever standout shattered records and secured a 4th-place spot in the MVP rankings. Currently, she is still in vacation mode. She has been captured on camera numerous times at various Butler Bulldogs games, where McCaffrey serves as an assistant. Participating in activities such as attending a Pacers game, reconnecting with friends from Iowa, and meeting with her coach. Reese, however, has an unparalleled opportunity to train for, starting in January. Although there was potential for them to compete together on the same team, as Reese had suggested, Chi-Town Barbie will continue solo. The WNBA newcomer paused to acknowledge the significance of the NCAA championship victory over CC's Iowa in 2023, commemorating the occasion with a tap of her championship ring. Upon reflection, she expressed, in that moment, one can never anticipate how a single action could have a lasting impact on their life. My 5 fingers and the one pointing at my hand could have altered my future indefinitely. Reese graciously acknowledged her rival as an exceptional player, highlighting their history of competition since their AAU days. As per Reese, there has never been any conflict between them, only a strong competitive energy that has persisted since their time in high school. Recognizing their shared passion for the sport, she confidently declares, "One day, we will be on the same team." Caitlin Clark has faced challenges this year as her rising fame and popularity have caused friction with certain veteran players, in addition to her competitive relationship with Angel Reese and the ongoing debate over her MVP status compared to A'ja Wilson among some fans. Her impressive performance on the court does not always resonate as effectively as desired. In her debut season, the Indiana Fever guard faced significant pressure, but her journey is far from finished. Nike secured a long-awaited deal with the Iowa standout in April 2024, with the anticipation of her signature shoe release in 2025. As of October 2024, there has been no news regarding the status of her sneakers. As highlighted by Front Office Sports on X, Clark will face increased pressure as Nike and Adidas experience a decline in their market share in China. The post outlines the 2019 figures and compares them to projections for 2023. In the year 2019, Nike held a quarter of the market share for sportswear in the country, with Adidas following close behind at 20%. In the previous year, Nike's market share rose to 24%, while Adidas experienced a significant decline to 10%. Both sports apparel giants, Nike and Adidas, extended offers to Caitlin Clark. The reigning Rookie of the Year recently signed a renewed contract with Nike worth approximately $28 million over 8 years. Although it was the most lucrative shoe contract ever in women's basketball, it fell short in comparison to NBA deals. The renewal of No. was an improved version. 22's current contract with the brand is scheduled to expire this year. Following the anticipated launch of her signature shoe line, it is expected to experience substantial sellout success, potentially following the path of A'ja Wilson's line. However, Nike's position of dominance in China is facing challenges as noted by Front Office Sports, with local and international competitors such as Anta, Li Ning, and Xtep gaining significant influence in the market. How will this impact Caitlin Clark's contract? It could potentially elevate her popularity even further, offering Nike a lifeline in the Chinese market in the coming years, aligning with the substantial deal she is set to receive. On the other hand, Adidas is facing greater backlash over their rumored offer to CC. The WNBA has been a prominent topic in discussions about equal pay, with the league citing viewership as a key factor. Payment would be determined based on the number of individuals each person brought in. Caitlin Clark has markedly altered this trend in her debut season, and even earlier, when she garnered national recognition at Iowa. The league is now gradually able to increase player salaries, although players still earn more through endorsement deals. However, it seems that the situation changes when one is under contract with Adidas. Bleacher Report disclosed in an article on April 24 the various sponsorship offers Clark had received prior to committing to Nike. Puma set the starting bid at $3 million annually, Under Armour secured a $16 million deal for 4 years, and Adidas proposed $6 million for 4 years, including a signature shoe. Thus, Under Armour would have paid more than Nike, though for a shorter duration. However, what truly angered fans was Adidas, with a multitude of them deeming it disrespectful. Fortunately for the Fever guard, Nike came to the rescue. If only there were updates regarding Clark's upcoming signature shoes. After completing her debut season as a professional basketball player, Indiana Fever sensation Caitlin Clark now has some much-needed downtime following back-to-back seasons of intense play with both the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Fever. Despite her innate connection to the sport of basketball, it comes as no surprise that Clark is finding it difficult to step away from the game during the current WNBA offseason. Instead of being solely focused on her own court appearances, the 22-year-old athlete is utilizing this period to attend various basketball games hosted by other teams. Last month, she was seen courtside at an Indiana Pacers preseason game with fellow Fever teammate Kelce Mitchell. She has also been supporting her boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, who recently joined the coaching staff at Butler University. At the season opener for the University of Butler men's basketball team against Missouri State University at Hinkle Fieldhouse in downtown Indianapolis on November 5, she gained attention for her viral facial expressions caught on the Jumbotron. Currently, she is attending Butler's home game against Austin Peay on Friday and drawing attention for another reason. The individual, aged 22, was observed sporting what seems to be corrective eyewear during the event. Over 200,000 individuals were in attendance at Taylor Swift's trio of concerts held in downtown Indianapolis over the past weekend. Among the thousands of attendees was Travis Kelce, also known as the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Swift's romantic partner. In an installment of New Heights, Travis and his sibling, former NFL All-Pro center Jason Kelce, discussed Travis' attendance at Night 2 of the Eras Tour in Indianapolis. Travis expressed his desire to meet with Tay once more before the matter was concluded. The American audiences exceeded all expectations. I was informed that the atmosphere was livelier this time, especially considering that she would be making her final stop in America before the show concluded. Travis enthusiastically expressed his admiration for the exceptional performance. I must say, that event was truly impressive. Travis exclaimed, "It's absolutely rocking." If you are skeptical, consider Pat McAfee's glowing review of the show as one of the best I have ever seen. Travis sought validation from former Indianapolis Colts punter turned sports analyst Pat McAfee, who had high praise for Swift's performance. McAfee commended all elements of Swift's performance, including her storytelling, jokes, diverse song selection spanning different eras, choreography, lighting effects, and illuminated wristbands. During the podcast, Travis discussed his first encounter with Caitlin Clark, the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year and Indiana Fever guard. "She is outstanding. She thoroughly enjoys the vibrant atmosphere of Indianapolis, deeming it a lively and enjoyable city." Travis expressed, "We both embody the true essence of Midwesterners at heart. It was enjoyable to reconnect with her." Jason inquired whether Clark's dance skills rivaled her basketball prowess, to which Travis responded, "She was really into the performance." Travis mentioned that Clark attended the show with her mother and a few friends, noting that this was her third or fourth Taylor Swift concert. Travis expressed his unwavering dedication to being a fan of Taylor Swift. She enjoys attending shows with friends and family, creating a lively atmosphere as Taylor performs on stage and captivates tens of thousands of fans for hours on end. "It's definitely a place to have a great time," Jason remarked. "That is indeed accurate," Travis responded.